right, people, get your motors ready. The Dome will be action-packed on Saturday, September 13th. Write that down, Saturday, September 13th. Missouri native Austin Forkner will be returning home to compete at the SuperMotocross World Championship playoff. He will put his speed to the test against the world's best, including himself, during the ultimate showcase of off-road motorcycling. We're so happy to have him join us now on the show to tell us all about that upcoming race. I used to watch this kid ride when he was about this big, and he was blitzing past the full-size bikes. I was there the first day you rode a 250, which is this size bike. So it's been quite a career for you, and you're from Missouri, right?
Yeah, just the farther
as far as you can go the other way.
Farther in, the Kansas border side. That's where I'm from, but I actually spent a lot of the track you were talking about, Archview, that you saw me at. I spent a lot of time. That was the best track in Missouri. I'm not even sure if I think that track's in Illinois technically.
It is Illinois, yeah.
But it was in the Missouri State Series, so we would ride that track. That was one of the best in the in the state for sure. So we would come down here all the time.
Still is a great track. How did this all start for you? Is it like every other parent that I know that dad used to race back in the day and tell all the stories about how fast he was, and then
pretty much
buys you a mini bike?
Well, originally it was my uncle that raced, and then he kind of just quit, and then there's a bike laying around, so my dad went and grabbed it and started racing, just some local stuff, and then I, being me as a kid, I was born and just thought, oh, that's the coolest thing in the world. Dad's racing a dirt bike, and then. He got me a little bike, just a little PW50, and I started riding that, and I was pretty decent right off the bat, but then I started to kind of get better and better and better, and so we started hitting some of the big amateur races that we like to call it, and finally I started doing good enough. I won a couple races. I got sponsored by Kawasaki, and then it's just been onward and upward. Signed my pro contract at 17.
Don't you think that most people don't understand how much of a family sport this really is? I mean, when you look at Little League Baseball and all these other sports that people do, and they look at something like motocross, and how can you let your kid do that? And how expensive is that? And what, you know, but it's, to me, it's a lifestyle that I don't know of anything better.
I was just talking to somebody about this. It's when I explain to people what I do and, you know, some injuries I've had and some things and what it took to get to where I'm at today and everything, they just look at me like, well, why? Why do you do this? And I'm like, well, I guess you don't understand. Like it's hard for me to even describe it really, but one thing that I do know is there's nothing that I've ever been able to do that replicates the adrenaline rush and just the feelings that you get, or that I get when I'm on the bike.
But you're also seeing the same people that you grew up with, that you rode with, and you raced against, and you see them in the pits. You see them every weekend. It's just, it's impossible to describe the lifestyle and how world-class these athletes are. These are some of the best conditioned athletes you will run into in any sport. Now, one thing I want to talk about real quick, if they can come back here, is that you're riding a fairly new bike. This Triumph is only a couple years old. Not this bike, but I mean the model. They haven't been making motocross bikes that long.
No, they've pretty much been in like the street biking world primarily, and they just, last year was their first year racing the bike, so you have to have it out like the year before, and then you can race it the next year. Last year was their first year racing the bike, so this is their second year being able to compete with the bike. So it's really tough to step into the dirt bike market, being a whole new bike, whole new brand basically in the dirt bike world, to compete with all of the big, you know, Honda, Kawasaki, Yamaha, like those that have been around forever. It's a tough thing to do, but they've done it well, and they have a great bike, and we're only learning more about it,
and it's exciting to be in at the bottom like you are, and to, not at the bottom, but I mean, it's exciting to be at the beginning of this bike and see how it evolves. Listen to me when I tell you, you will love this event. SMX World Championship Playoff number 2. It's going to take place Saturday, September 13th at the Dome. Tickets and additional information are available at SuperMotocross, and don't type in motocross, SuperMotocross, all one word, .com.